Hi, how are you? Well, this is the continuation of the topic we left off, which is communication in marriage. You're welcome to Marriage, and Relationship Advice. All right, I just to refresh our memory, I basically spoke about psychologist view on the topic communication and also neuroscientist view on communication. The third part, basically, I'll be looking at the biblical view of what communication is all about, talking about sharing of different roles the husband is supposed to play in the home, and the wife is also supposed to play in the home. So when we put all this together, it should, in so many ways, help us as married couples to know how to communicate effectively in our marriages. I believe as you join me, you will, in so many ways, learn what truly may not be new to you. You may have actually come across all this before. Probably you didn't register it in your consciousness, or you did not, it's just floating in your subconsciousness and you have not intentionally used this. I'd like to say that intentionality matters a lot. Once you're conscious and you are intentional about doing anything, and you take the first step and you're consistent about doing it, nothing will stop you from achieving progress and being better at it. So this is a challenge to anyone listening to me. Whatever you hear here, whether you've heard it before, whether you are hearing it for the first time, be very, very intentional about it. Take a good one, just one step. Take a good step and be consistent about doing the same thing. Don't look back, even when you are not encouraged by the response of your partner. If you are consistent about it, your partner will know that the good change has actually come. So, just to refresh our memory, I think I stopped at saying communication is not just about talking. Okay, it is how the brain interprets memory and emotion, meaning rather, and emotion. So communication is not just about talking. I've really established that with what psychologists and neuroscientists have said. So it's not just about talking, but how our brain interprets meaning and emotions that are attached to all the messages we are sending out. Do not forget, communication is not just about talking alone. It involves every part of you as a human being. Again, let's also understand, I think I said it, I said communication is affected by our mood at different times. In fact, communication affects our mood, our stress level, our background, how we were raised, our upbringing, how we were nurtured. Communication is affected by this also. And lastly, I said communication is affected, especially in marriage. Communication is affected by our past wound. There are so many relationships, but focusing on marriage, our past wound actually affects our marriage a lot. So wounded women, wounded men who are in marriage at the moment, everything they communicate revolves around their past wound. It reflects only that the receiver is not probably well trained, or do not know, or has not registered in his or her subconsciousness to be able to decipher these things. So it's important for us to please put to practice everything we dish out here for you. We are here, we are not going anywhere, and I'm telling you, we are in this together. The more I talk about this, the more I also am learning. Honestly, the more I'm learning from it, and the more I feel I need to adjust some areas in my marriage. All right, so let's dive deep into a few remainder of what I have in the topic communication in marriage. So, how do you know that you are communicating effectively in your marriage? So, I will just touch on few points here and there. Now, you will know if you are not sharing deep emotions in your current marriage. If if you're not sharing deep emotions, it is not in any way telling me that you have a healthy marriage. Now, if you followed my introductory video, I said it is a union. And God did not establish marriage so that we can divorce. He established marriage so that we can reproduce, so that we can have companionship. In fact, I would say companionship is much more highest in the hierarchy rather than even reproduction for me. And why did I say that? Even after you have reproduced and everything, you will still come back to companionship at the latter part of your life. So if you are not enjoying companionship at the moment, you have issues when you grow old together. That is if you grow old together. So a healthy marriage share deep emotion. You are sharing deep emotion about your sex life. You're sharing deep emotions about your financial life. You're sharing deep emotions about issues that happen in the office, issues that happen at work, issues that happen on the street, on the road. It's as even sharing deep emotions of who would you, I mean toast you, who toast you as a married woman, or who was flirting with you as a married man. It's as deep as that. When you're not sharing deep emotions, it means that you keep secrets. And when you keep secrets, suspicion will begin to rise. So when anything is happening, because you have a healthy marriage and you share emotions, you are more like open book to each other. You can share quite a number of what other people consider as deep and cannot be shared in relationships. Or that probably it will raise suspicion. No. What it will do is to further ensure that the other party who is weak can be helped with the strength of the other party. When I say party, I mean the spouse in that relationship, or the spouses rather in that relationship. So I have my weakness. My wife knows about my weakness. When I have anything that would test or tempt my weakness, I will tell the other party who is supposed to help me. So if anybody is flirting with me, my wife knows about it, and then she can block that off, or she can tell me to make sure that I set my boundaries. But she knows about the situation. So if such person should call at times that I'm not guarding my phone, she already knows about the situation, so she won't be quizzing me or asking different questions about who that lady is, because I'd already told her. And I wanted a healthy relationship from the beginning, and that's why I'm not keeping anything secret. It doesn't mean I am weak. It just means that my weakness is known to me, and I am ready to face my weakness and work on my weakness, so that it does not affect what? Peace, tranquility, companionship in my marriage. So I just made that's an example anyway. Somebody told me something about our own relationship, that at times somebody was wooing her, happens to be a colleague in the office, and then she opened up to the husband, and it was the husband who called the man and politely told the man that my wife told me everything you've been doing to her. Please, she is married, don't do that. Many of us, we are very wise in Nigeria. I know a lot of comments will be under the comment section, and you say a lot, what kind of mumu person is that? She's not mumu, she's just trying to save, a marriage. She's trying to be open. She's trying to prevent whatever would destroy communication, effective communication, effective give me the word, effective communication. That's exactly what I'm looking for in the marriage. So she's wise enough to tell her husband, and that will tell me that relationship is very healthy. So You will know if I now compare it with a toxic relationship, a toxic communication in marriage. And that is when your communication stops at the surface level. Surface level. It is just, welcome, darling, welcome. You're not talking about what happened in the office today. And we humans, we are made to communicate. Even when we are very reserved, very conservative, we don't talk. We still talk. We are people we talk to. When we are in our safe spot, we talk. We want to talk to some people. We want to open up to some people. So if my husband is not doing that, I can find somebody who will do that to me. If my wife is not doing that, I will always find someone who would, just treat me the way I want to be treated. So how do I know a toxic communication pattern in marriage? It is when you communicate on the surface level. Okay? You communicate on the surface level about your feelings, about your wants, about your need, about your concern. It's just on the surface level. You don't go deep. And this has become a culture in your home, because from the day one of your marriage, you even don't know about this, and so you don't even practice it. Or probably something has happened that made you stop doing that. It's still pointing to the fact that that marriage is toxic. So there's nothing deep you are sharing. It's as deep as sharing how your sex life is. It's as deep as sharing whether you both enjoyed whatever it is you're doing in your marriage. It's as deep as, talking about your financial status together, collaborating in that area to help each other, and whatever you do is us and not me. So nobody is dragging power. We are not talking about power and control. We are talking about sharing power and control in the family. So this is how I know whether a family is healthy in terms of communication or toxic in terms of communication. Because if you don't get it right with communication, you will have problem. There will be problem. You will have problem. Oh sure. I'm very sure. I'm super sure about this, because majority of the problem we have in marriages are as a result of ill communication. Okay? They are as a result of ill communication, and it's an area we really need to focus on so that we can enjoy our marriages. Another area I want us to touch is that there's a theory called attachment theory. Okay? That's how we were loved as children. So how you were loved as children will affect how you communicate in your adulthood. So if you are someone who was not loved, an orphan, someone who was molested, an orphan who was maltreated, there are orphans that were treated well, raised well. Okay? An orphan who was maltreated, somebody who was molested, somebody who was raped. Many people are just quiet today. They were not created to be quiet, but circumstances led them to that conservativeness. I had the case of a boy who said he confessed to me that he was masturbating. So, and he narrated an event that happened in his life. He said that in their apartment, I think he was only living with his dad at that time, if I recall the story very well. But what happened was that there were 4 girls in the other flat, and so whenever the father left home, he would be at home, and those ladies actually molested him. He was raped. Yeah, he was raped, and that was how he started masturbating from the age of 4 till the age of 22 when I met him. Now this same boy, currently masturbating at that time, will get married eventually. I hope you know. he will get married. No matter how much he had sex with his wife, he's still going to masturbate. Are we going to say it was his fault that he was raped at the age of 4? But he was carrying trauma, he was carrying different load into the marriage. So I would say I pity the person he's going to get married to if he did not go for therapy. So what did I do to him? I actually made him to understand that he needs to stop, and helped him with practical ways of stopping. I'm a Christian, so I pray too. We prayed together. I can't recall whether we fasted together, but there are practical steps and triggers that can lead to masturbation, which I asked him to stop. In fact, I think I asked him to stop using a smartphone at that time. So these are practical ways to know. So if the attachment theory is a psychologist theory anyway, a psychology theory. So it posits that how you were loved as a child will affect how you will communicate with people, especially with your partner in marriage, in adulthood. So this is one key area I would want you to also look at. How were you raised? What are the traumas you have carried into your marriage? Are you throwing or spending aggression? They call it transfer aggression as a result of your past experience. Please, I want you to look at those areas. You need to work on those areas. What your husband did may not in any way warrant the level of reaction you have meted. It may be as a result of the trauma you are carrying or you have carried into that marriage. So many are not raised appropriately. Many were raised in abused environments. It has registered in their subconsciousness. Many are raised in aggressive environments. Many are raised in environments where vices are like water. And so this kind of person will also get married and then give birth to children and parent children. So it's an area we need to look into critically as married couple. As I speak to you, check yourself. Are you really mad at your husband because of what he did, or because of what is happening to you, or what had happened to you in the past, or what you carried into that relationship? I mean, that marriage, because of how you were nurtured. Some ladies were nurtured to believe that the husband's money is everybody's money and their own money is their money. That will not help, especially in this current economic state of Nigeria. It will not help. All hands have to be on deck to ensure that home is running. It doesn't mean the man will not do what he is supposed to do. It does not mean the woman will not do what she is supposed to do. But they have to be in deep communication to budget, to plan, and to execute. So these will enhance trust, believe. So if wife is saying, I'm in Sokoto, the husband believes she's in Sokoto, he does not need to go through her phone. She does not need to go through his phone. They have a healthy relationship. This is very, very important. Now, another like it is that we react emotionally when someone behaves differently from what we expect. We react emotionally when somebody behaves differently from what we expect. So I expect her to behave in a certain way. So speedily, you just spontaneously rather attack her or attack him because he has or she has deviated from the pattern. You already know your husband's pattern now. You will react. So we naturally tend to emotionally react when expectation shifts. Oh, brother A is not supposed to behave like this. Oh, auntie B is not supposed to behave like this. Please calm down. Just calm down. Calm down. Review it. Check it. When you check, when you review, you will realize that is actually much more than you can see on the surface. In fact, calm is very essential. Calm. Just try to be calm before you react. Don't be spontaneous. Don't be defensive. Let the person say what he has to say. Let it sink. Think about it. Then say what you have to say or ask further question for clarification before you now arrive at your own opinion. So naturally we'll react this way, but we can intentionally or consciously tell ourselves that no, I can't be emotionally driven about so many things. Sometimes you even lose it, but when we get it back, calm yourself down. If you have to apologize, apologize, and then move around again and be better. Okay, so that's what it is. For example, if a spouse suddenly behaves cold, okay, maybe my wife, normally when she comes back, she's fine, she's bubbly and everything, and then suddenly she changes that character I know about her. I'll become suspicious. You can be positively suspicious or negatively suspicious. That's another part to it. I become suspicious, but I don't go to attack. I'm asking questions. What happened? Why are you behaving this way? There's another leg to it, which is how did he respond? How did she respond? That's another expectation. You're expecting that if she responds in a certain way, it will also determine how you two will interpret his or her response. It's complicated, right? But we are human beings. That's what God created this brain for. Review, make it better. Review, make it better. Review, make it better. Make it better, make it the best. Make it, if there's anything like best test. It's nothing like that anyway. Make it better. How did we come about the new inventions we have? It's because these scientists kept reviewing every, invention, kept reviewing every invention until we now have new invention, until we have AI as we have it today. And I know many more glorious inventions are coming up even after AI. It's the power of review. So if a spouse suddenly becomes cold, what will follow is suspicion, but please be calm, ask questions. You are communicating. Some will communicate with aggression, some will communicate calmly, some will communicate with silence, some will communicate with all sorts and all manner of things, but you know your own spouse, and so you can tell how he or she communicates in that instance if that kind of situation happen. Now, if violated expectation happens, what does it trigger? Somebody has violated my expectation. I expect that my husband should behave in this way. Why is he talking this way? Do you know what will come up? One, fear will come up. It will give birth to anger. And finally, it will give birth to withdrawal. You will withdraw. And when you withdraw, that turns to malice. You keep malice for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, some into months. Some I know are malice experts. Please calm down. Calm down. Just please calm down. Calm down, I beg. Calm down. So I beg you, calm down. I beg. Just calm down. Calm down. It's not bigger than you. Once you are calm, your brain will reset naturally, and you get to the root of whatever it is with calm. I was the opposite of this, I would let you know, but I have to be very intentional. I know what I want in my relationship. I may lose it at times, but I have to get back to my track. It's important because companionship matters a lot. It erases suspicion, I don't have to begin to fill in the blank. So it's important. Another is non-verbal communication. I spoke about non-verbal communication the other time, and I tell you, sir, ma, over 60% of meaning that we read to communication is non-verbal. Over 60%. Over 60% of our interpretation to messages sent to us, whether gesticulation, gestures, tone, or whatever it is, over 60% revolves around what we're talking about. So, what are the things you are looking out as your non-verbal communication? One, your tone. Let me give you an example of a tone. A certain situation. Somebody kept coming late to work. And as an HR manager, or not even a manager, let's say HR manager. So the person has been coming late to work. I said coming late to work. So the first thing I will do the first day is to probably overlook it. And not totally overlook it, but the person may get, a verbal warning from me. Then the second day, the person comes late again. What will I do? My tone will change. I will still be communicating. I will not in any way say anything abusive, but the person will know that my tonality has changed from the initial warning that I gave. So the person will know from my tone. So if you are correcting anyone with a very harsh tone, the correction is right, but the tone is wrong. Hey, God help me. My tone is harsh. Confession time. But I've learned that I have to calm down. I have to calm down. Tone matters a lot. How you say what you say. Tone will determine whether what you said, which is true, will actually be accepted as true by the receiver. So tone matters a lot. Another is facial expression. Now, facial expression is key. I've said that in the other video, the previous video. Your facial expression matters. When people are talking to you, they are reading you. How you talk, how you smile, your facial expression. It gives you away a lot of times. Even when you are unconscious of somebody's surveillance, it gives us away a lot of times. So please, it does matter. Your body posture also matter. How you comport yourself to talk. Leave me alone, Joe. You have said something. I don't like that thing. You have said something. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. You have said something. You're smiling. I'm warning you. You are saying something. Your facial expression matter. This you need to know. Your body's posture also matter. This you need to know. Another like it is eye contact. Let me just round off with this. Your eye contact. Eye contact. Hey! Your eye contact goes to say a lot. It shows confidence. Confidence. Sometimes you're really good at high, and that person will know that you're actually saying something. I do that to my children a lot. Once I give them that eye contact, they know what I'm saying. They know when I like it, and they know when I don't like it. They can read. Children can read eye contact a lot. Children can read your body posture, your facial expression a lot. We'll talk about this in parenting style. So when you're talking to your partner, you're maintaining eye contact, the person is seeing you, the person is reading meaning to what you're saying. Some can even detect lies from just facial expression, eye contact, and body posture. So this is very key. And the last one before I round off is silence. Hey, silence speaks volume. Oh. In fact, in some quarters, silence is consent. Silence is consent. So you have to know all this. So I will wrap up this video with just one word. Communication is key in any marriage. I'll continue from here in the next video, talking about the biblical view of communication in marriage. What has the Bible got to say about communication in marriage? Whether you're a Muslim or you're an atheist, it really doesn't matter. As long as it's saying something positive, you can actually practice. I wish you can actually practice these things. So I will share the biblical view and also look at a certain it's a psychologist also, Gotham's communication theory, and he gave us an outline of some destructive patterns that can let you know that your marriage can likely lead to divorce. I will share that in the subsequent video after my biblical view on communication in marriage. I hope you join me in the next video. Thank you for joining me. I'd like you to communicate by commenting below. Click the subscribe button, like, don't unlike, share to anyone who may be in need of this. And as you do so, you are freeing someone, you're saving someone, and you're averting danger in someone's marriage. Till I meet you next time, it remains me, my name, Adedeji Oladapo. Thank you and have a wonderful time.